A study of Gita amply reveals that Arjuna, the warrior prince is the mind abundant and Lord Krishna is the spirit universal. Mind has limitation and spirit has none. This dictum is to be remembered by those who want to learn something from the study of this venerable scripture. By reading Gita, particularly its opening chapters, some people conclude that Arjuna did not want to fight in the Mahabharata war. It was Lord Krishna who showed him the way. However, a study of Mahabharata, the great epic held to be the fifth Veda containing FNL details of all events in its staggering 1 lakh verses, reveals that reality is to the contrary. Lord Krishna made various sincere efforts to avoid the war. Mahabharata has recorded various sincere efforts of the Lord to stop the war. Mahabharata is a stupendous record not only of the causes, incidents, events and the aftermath of the Great War, but also of human activities, proclivities, aspirations and achievements at large. Its study reveals no justification in Arjuna's abrupt refusal to fight the war at the penultimate juncture, when all the 18 armies on both warring sides had arrayed opposing each other, armed with the deadliest of the weapons, and when the war had practically commenced. In fact, it was Arjuna who, along with his brothers, had accepted the challenge for war, and had been all along preparing for it. No doubt the major villains of the piece were the Kauravas, who had unequivocally forced this war on Pandavas by forcefully appropriating all their properties and rights, and by hurling numerous humiliations on them, perpetrating worst of the crimes and perfidious acts. Notwithstanding this saga of injustice and humiliation, Lord Krishna was the major beacon of peace and wisdom, endeavoring to avoid the war. However, Lord Krishna's sincere efforts and concrete overtures toward peace fell flat on the ego-inflated ears of Duryodhana and his blind father King Dhritarashtra, whose blind love for his son had blinded even his mind. However, some people believe that Lord Krishna, being God himself, could have avoided the bloodshed if he really wanted by using his divine powers. But such people must know that God never interferes in anybody's karma. The theory of karma says that its consequences are inescapable. The theory being eternal and universal, how could God one have opted to intervene unless Duryodhana personally volunteered toward such intervention? Because God is detached and non-partisan. God never changes individual karma and fate. God has granted 3 WLL to all, therefore, everyone has to reap the harvest of his Radmati one, as they tore wrong to hold that Lord Krishna persuaded Arjuna to fight. Lord Krishna in fact enlightened Arjuna by reminding him of the dynamics of duty. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that Kshatriyas were lucky who got unsought the opportunity to wage a righteous war. Unsought means that war should not be the consequence of connivance and designed to usurp the right of others. Such a design loses the sanctity of righteousness. This war neither Pandavas wanted nor Krishna. Its authors were Kauravas. The cause-effect nexus or karmic law 1 is pervasive and do not conform to the mundane and myopic motive of man. Its penalty is inescapable. As a consequence of this theme, Arjuna is getting in this unsought war the opportunity to get moksha, the achievement of his burning desire, and Kauravas and their cohorts, who contrived and connived at war, lost the war, kingdom and their lives too. Lord Krishna, by revealing his own cosmic form to his devotee, which Arjuna so much insisted to see, underlines God's immense love for his true devotees. In fact, Gita, which means a song, the song celestial indeed, is a very small part of Mahabharata. This immortal discourse contains 700 verses, each glowing with spiritual light to awake the knowledge opaque of this world.